Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's Sunday, January 27th, 2019. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm Teri Hunter with Astrological.com. I don't know, I suddenly lost my place. Anyway, I want to welcome you back to Messages from Your Angels by Astrological Rising Sign. That's your ascendant, guys. And if you're unsure of what your ascendant is, you can go to www.astrological.com and there's a free birth calculator. You can find that information there. I'm going to just jump right in with Aries. All right, what do the angels and spirit have to say for Aries this week? Now, mind you, these are not necessarily predictions as I would do in a personal reading. Working as a collective, this is the angels' advice for steering through the transits this week, for helping you to maneuver what's going on in the stars. Okay, here we go, Aries. Okay. Our first angel is Fiona. The second is Seraphina. The third is Archangel Michael. And the last is Mystique. Oh, this is kind of exciting. I'm an Aries rising, so this applies to me. Fiona is an angel that says, now that you've asked God and the angels for help, be open to receiving their guidance. Oftentimes as human beings, we just want to go, 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 do, make things happen. And often we need to sort of take that guided action and then take a pause and wait for spirit to illuminate the next path. Because in our opportunity or obstacle, I have the angel Seraphina. Seraphina talks about a happy change to our families. And then we have Archangel Michael in the angel's advice, asking you to have the courage to sit back. I don't want to say sit back, but to sit in reception, as Fiona asks, with an expectation that everything is coming to you. So if there isn't quite evidence, or the evidence is just light, or your efforts have been stuttery a little bit, just Mystique says, keep charging ahead, expect miraculous solutions. Don't take no for an answer. For me, miraculous solutions are when I am truly aligned to my intention. And my dominant thought is in the outcome of it and how I feel like I want it to be versus what evidence I'm observing in the real world right now. It's kind of like baking a cake. You put all the ingredients together, then you put it in the oven. Do you sit there for 35 minutes staring at it in the oven? No, you go do something else, knowing that the cake is going to come out and you just need to let it cool. So that's what I think that Spirit is saying for Aries this week. I cannot say how much this actually applies to me, so I'm kind of excited about that. All right, let's go on to Taurus. What do the angels have to say for Taurus? Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I'm so excited to see you here. I love doing these on Sunday. It's fun. Of course, I could do it any day, and I would say it was fun because this is what I love to do. Always, you can check, while I focus in on the rising sign, I'm of the school of checking your rising sign, checking your moon, as that will reflect what you're emoting, and then your sun sign and how you're processing and walking through the transits using your emotions and the other two dynamics, if that made sense. What? Okay, Taurus. Our first angel is Grace and Antoinette. The second is Desiree. The third is Caressa, and the final is Ariel. Okay, I happen to be a Taurus moon. So Grace and Antoinette is a card of asking you to look at, hi Romania, thanks for joining. Is asking you to try to look at a situation from another person's point of view. Oftentimes when we are rubbing up against something that we are finding a little bit of conflict, we so much want to be heard that inadvertently we can perpetrate the very thing that we don't want, which is not listening to the other person. Because I think by taking the time to stop and giving the other person a platform, it's going to help shift things moving forward. I have Desiree in the okay, so let me show you Grace and Antoinette. So there it is, two angels having compassion as they listen to each other, exchange ideas and differences. And then we have Desiree in the opportunity or the obstacle. This is really a card that's asking you, saying that conditions for moving forward aren't necessarily fertile right now. And I have Caressa in the angel's advice. So in many ways, there's a chapter closing for Taurus, and having compassion not only for the other person and the other person's point of view, but for yourself as you walk through this change. Because I have in the final position Ariel, and Ariel talks about connecting to spirit, connecting to God and the angels, because there is a wisdom to the shifting that's going on. It's offering an opportunity for new things to come in. But again, there's always, like, I kind of picture it like walking up a staircase or a steep hill. You know, at some point you just have to take a little breather, let your lungs recalibrate to the new vibration. And I think that's kind of what's going on with Taurus this week. And if you find, you know, Uranus is coming up on you guys, we're slowly heading towards it being actually in Taurus. I think we're still in Aries, but there's that kinetic energy, that sort of ripple effect that goes out. So I think that might be happening as well. So being compassionate for yourself and being patient with others will help you to be more compassionate with others. Okay, let's go on to Gemini. Hey, everybody. I love seeing all your comments. Taurus rising, that was you. Okay, here we go. Gemini rising. I like to give it a good shuffle in between, especially when with the same angels come out over and over again. Okay, Gemini. What's up for you this week? We have Rosetta in the foundational position, Astera in the opportunity or the obstacle, Francesca in the angel's advice, and Bethany in the probable outcome. Okay, so this is how I interpret this. Rosetta is a card that talks about having a gift for working with children, teaching, parenting. And as a collective, there may be many, many parents and teachers in our group here, but I believe that Rosetta talks about the inner child. As we grow up and we become engulfed in our everyday lives and our responsibility as adults, we will sometimes and oftentimes put our own needs aside in order to facilitate the needs of the whole, okay? So I'm not saying that I think Spirit wants Gemini to just blow everybody off this week, but I'm going to hop to the final card, and then I'm going to go back real quick because Bethany is our final angel for Gemini, and this is a card of self-care. So I want to offer this to Gemini, even if this is not about physical self-care, but say you've been endeavoring something, say, you know, you're starting your own business and you've been so excited about all the potentials, and then the minutia of being an entrepreneur comes in and you can get a little bogged down by that. I think that Spirit is asking Gemini to stay in your vision, because Astera is in your opportunity and or your obstacle, saying to reach for the stars with your dreams and your desires and not to compromise. When I say not to compromise, Spirit is talking about your intention with them, meaning like, I'm not taking any prisoners here. I want this. I want to experience this, and I'm expecting Spirit to facilitate it, because Francesca in the Angel's Advice is saying, what you desire right now, what do you desire right now? Visualize that rather than the negativity that the how can bring in. Okay, so when we endeavor something, we will think, oh, I want to do this. And then we go, but there's this, and oh, I promised this person this, and this person expects this out of me. That how will trip us up. Spirit is saying for Gemini this week, and especially the twins, you know, you're going to look at things from both sides of the story. So here, children only really have one story, and that's where they win. So that's what I think Spirit is telling you this week. You win. And your job is to keep your eye on the prize, not on the clock. Okay? All right. Let's go on to Cancer. All right. What is up with Cancer? What's going on with you this week? Moon children, my little moon children. All right. Hey, Rachel, I literally was just thinking about you, and there you are. All right, my little Cancers, here you go. First card is Isabella. The second is Vanessa. The third is Merlina. And the final is Archangel Gabriel. All right, my moon children, Isabella is saying, yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectation. Rachel, this is not your sister. This is an angel. And this angel is saying that the gates are opening. Now, oh, that was Isabella. Sorry. This is Vanessa. I goofed. Vanessa is saying, are you going to base your yes on faith or fear? Moving forward, again, sometimes there is a certain amount of a gestation period where we've taken action, then we have to go into sort of a pause, into allowing something else to take over. Because here's Merlina saying you're confused because you don't have enough information. I think that's really more of a pause. It's going back to Isabella and saying, this is not an if, it is a when. And I'm prepared to now receive it and allow spirit to bring in more evidence, more dynamics, more stepping stones that guide me towards where I'm supposed to go. Because here is Archangel Gabriel. She is the angel in this deck. She represents having a divine life's purpose in communication and the arts. Our whole world right now is communications. We're so lucky to be able to gather here on Sunday mornings from all over the world. But the artistry that this part of our life, this dynamic in the world has never been more fertile for us to express ourselves and our authentic selves. So I think this is what she's saying. She's saying, turn over your insecurities to me, and I will illuminate with Isabella that the path is clearing for my cancers to, in fact, start to realize, live, and experience what it is they came to this plane, this earth place to do, to be, to experience. Okay, we are going on orphan to Leo. All right, Leo. Hello, Croatia. I've always wanted to go to Croatia. I hear it is absolutely beautiful. I love seeing all the places around the world. Well, welcome, or thank you for joining me here in Laguna Beach, California. I was thinking about Ksenia, I'm not saying her name right, Ksenia, today, because she's so summery in her videos and she wears her summer dresses, and here it's winter and I want my scarf and my sweaters on, and it's so cool that we get to interact like this, you know? This is the greatest thing about being alive right now, I think. Okay, let's go on to Leo. Hi, Pennsylvania. All right, my Leos, my lions. The first angel is Isabella. The second is Omega. Oh, I just got chills all over. Archangel Gabriel, ooh, again. And Francesca. Whoa, that's awesome. So Isaiah is saying, Leo, this is a great time for giving birth to new ideas and new situations. Hey, Greece. These giving birth to new ideas and new situations is not always about jumping up and taking action. It's about that idea. Wow, okay, so if I have this weird thought, like let's just say, okay, this is going to sound strange, but I follow politics on the presidential campaigns and I vote regularly, but I do not get involved in city politics. And this last month, in January 2019, I've been to 2 city council meetings ever in my life. I don't know why I'm going. I'm being drawn there. I think that for Leos, Isaiah is saying, if you get a nudge to do something completely different or strange or weird, I think you should follow it, because I think that there's somewhere spirit is going to lead. Hi, Alabama. I think spirit this is the card of victory. This is Omega saying that victory, your desired outcome is coming to fruition. This is your opportunity. And here's Archangel Gabriel again. And in this respect, she's saying, turn over your insecurities to me and then go into the place of that excitement about this idea and allow yourself to move forward on that. So you have a nudge to go to see a play. And you don't know why you've never gone to see a play, but you go see a play. Because Francesca is saying, visualize what you want. That is about to come into fruition, but you got to follow the little subtle nudges, Leo. Little weird things that say, you know what, I'm not going to shop at Ralph's today. I'm going to go to Gelson's instead. There's just, like, they don't have to be big burning bushes or lightning bolts. It's just these little subtle nuddle. What is a nuddle? I don't know what a nuddle is. Subtle nudges that Isaiah is trying to give you. I'm excited for Leo. I feel like this is going to be a really kind of great week where things sort of start to, I don't know. I feel like by taking the guided action, you're going to get a little bit of a love bubble for yourself in the fact that things are starting to move forward. Okay, let's go on to Virgo. Hello, Stephen from California. Welcome. Hi, New York. Yeah, we did Gemini a little bit ago. We're on a Virgo now. And again, guys, this is by rising sign. So if you're a Sun Gemini and you're a Sagittarius rising, I haven't done you yet. Okay. Virgo, what's up? At least the eclipses are over now. Yay. All right. Our first angel is Daniel. The second is Rochelle. The third is Maya. And the final is Isabella. Well, 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 Virgo. Daniel is the angel of marriage. And he says he's assisting you right now. This could be, hello, India. This could be literally a partnership, an intimate partnership, but I don't want to exclusively put it there. I want to say this can also be a partnership with anyone that you would spend a tremendous amount of time with. That could be a workmate or a partnership in a business. Hi, Florida. Hi, New Zealand. Okay, so this is what else I want to say about Daniel. Daniel talks about not only assisting and bringing partnership into your life experience, but also asking you what you're bringing into that situation that may not be relevant or current anymore. When we go into situations, and I'm going to take this out of the love sector right now because of this huge collective, but when we get into partnership with somebody, we can have a story that we tell ourselves about how we are in partnerships. I always get cheated on. I always get lied to. People are always, shady with me. Daniel is asking you to take that off the table and to have new eyes so that you can go into this, this week seeing partnerships with sort of a more innocent, fresh dynamic, because here's Rochelle. Rochelle, I hate to do this. Hi, South Africa. Rochelle talks about, honoring and following the guidance of your heart. Okay, this is your opportunity and or your obstacle, because Virgo, being an earth sign and being mercurial, you can be in your head. And Maya is the angel of schooling and education. So as you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, things start to open up for you that may surprise you in a way that seems like crazy coincidental, but it isn't, because the timing is right for this partnership to take place. Now, if you're currently in a partnership, it can be the potentials of a recalibration in some way in that partnership, or a clarity in a certain situation or experience that you're having. But I think the most important thing about this is being able to let yourself trust your heart enough to let spirit bring in that dynamic for you, Virgo. This is kind of fun. I don't know, some of you may end up getting engaged this week, because this is to me, feels very lovey. So congratulations if that's you. Hello, Iraq. Welcome. All right, on to Libra, my sun sign. This is always the funniest thing, because I'll tell you, with my Aries rising and my Taurus moon, my Libra gets slightly pushed out sometimes. I guess that might be the bull pushing it out. But anyway, at least I have that to temper me. Okay, Libra. Whoops. All right. We have Akasha. We have Ray. We have Bethany. And we have Aurora. All right, Libra. Akasha is the card of spiritual teacher, of having the ability to counsel others. And I want to offer this to my Libras, because I don't think that this is really about, hanging out with your girlfriends and, counseling them about their relationships or about their lives. I think this is where spirit is offering Libra an opportunity to, as you walk through life and as Libra connects, because I have Ray here. Ray is my angel of, she's in a meditative position. It's a card of yoga and exercise, but she's connecting her power center through her third eye to spirit with her throat chakra and her heart chakra. I feel like Libra has an opportunity to help others experience a connection to spirit that shows a deeper trust of your life experience. And in doing so, that's a deep caring about who you are. And when I say that, that's like, this world right now is a little kooky, right? We got a lot of, crazy things going on in the United States and politics and blah, blah, blah. But this bigger knowing, the angels of doing this, connecting to spirit is a trusting of life, that life does provide for us in ways that feel good, because Aurora's here. And Aurora's saying that you're flying high right now. Don't descend, that may threaten others. I don't think of it as physical threat. I just think of it as when we're doing something outside the box, when we're thinking from more of a being energy. What am I being? What do I believe about the dynamic? What is my disposition as I move forward? And that is where I take my first step. Or if I notice that my energy's off, maybe I'm not really trusting the situation. And if I try to take action on that, I could trip myself up. So this little bit of displaying of trust can be in your friendship circles and the people that are around you, a way for them to experience a connection to spirit that takes a bigger care of ourselves. Okay, now we're going to go on to Scorpio. I cannot believe the first month of January. I mean, January 2019 is already gone. It's crazy to me how fast that went. I don't know if this is going to sound a little uncouth, but I once had a client say to me, life's like a roll of toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. And I swear, I think it's true. All right, let's go on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. Our first angel is Archangel Michael. The second is Daniel. The third is Celeste. And the final is Desiree. All right, Scorpio. Archangel Michael, in this instance, asks us to have the courage to step into our version of ourselves, to what we want for ourselves. Right now, I do. Okay, Orphan, yes, I am focusing on the rising sign, but I always suggest you check your moon and then your sun, because they're sort of a triad. They work together. But I do this because I always feel like my rising sign is the thing most applicable to how I show up in life. Okay, so Scorpio, Archangel Michael asking you to have courage. I think that this is about a bigger version of yourself. I think that this is about seeing yourself from a place you may not have experienced yet, but is somehow conceptual. And I think that it's not just involving how you perceive yourself, but how you perceive relationships. We have Daniel here again. We were just talking about what do we bring into a relationship? And oftentimes we bring a lot of history. And we think that history is true in that current relationship. And, it may be to a certain extent if we're not vibrationally aligned to our bigger version of ourselves, because Celeste in the angel's advice is offering us something as we shift our way of thinking about relationships. For me, Celeste talks about a happy move to a new home, a new place of employment. But, wherever I am, I think a certain way. I have a certain belief, and I'm going to take that action based on that belief. So as I'm aware of my beliefs and my beliefs about relationships, then I can be more proactive in giving it a fresh start, because Desiree is here again, asking you to look deeper into a situation and having the courage to look into the situation. I want to say this, Scorpio, I don't necessarily feel like this is a warning or anything that's necessarily negative, because I also think that sometimes that this could be where we put rose-colored glasses on and we see our partner or a new potential partner in a more flowery light than they're actually showing up. And so Spirit is asking us to sort of take a more observational stance, I think, this week with your partnerships, okay? And give Spirit a chance to illuminate a path for you, or I want to say this. Sometimes we get that inner knowing and it doesn't align with what we want. So we kind of want to blow it off and we want to say, I don't want to be rash, or I don't want to make quick decisions. I'm going to give him another chance, or I'm going to give her another chance, or, and then there's sort of can be this little, we can get stuck in that wanting to not trust what we're actually seeing. So I feel like, or feeling, that courage to trust that inner knowing that says, I really like the way this all looks, but yet I don't know if it's quite right for me. And I'm just going to hang back and let spirit open a door, illuminate a path, or give me a clue as to what or how or who this is playing out with. Okay. So give yourself just a wee bit of a moment for spirit to come in and show you, confirm, or I guess I want to say validate. That's the word I was looking for. Validate your inner knowing. Okay, let's go on to Sagittarius. The thing, how do I find this out? I'm clueless. Well, I'm sorry, Tina, what did you ask? I love the moon. I've always been drawn to the moon. I don't know why. Moon. Well, that could have something to do with your chart. I don't know. You could get your natal chart done and see. You may have, the moon may be very prevalent, maybe exalted, it may be in Taurus. I don't know. If you need to, you can always go to Lotta's website and get her birth calculator, and that could tell you a lot. If you have Venus and the moon conjunct, that could be another reason. There's all sorts of reasons. Okay, let's go on to Sagittarius, everybody. Yes, time of birth is needed. And she's got the new transit calendar too, guys, and that's free for a week ahead of time, so that's pretty cool. Okay, Sagittarius, our first angel is Teresa. The second is Fiona. The third is Desiree. And the final is Akasha. Okay. Teresa's interesting because Teresa for me is a card of a little bit of worry. It's taking care of a lot of other people, focuses on other people, other things, your to-do list, your daily grind. And and I hate to use the word grind. I hate to think that anybody's in a daily grind, but this is where Teresa's feeling like, I'm feeling pinched. I'm feeling like a lot is coming out and not a lot is coming back in. I have Fiona in the opportunity or the obstacle saying, now that you've asked God and the angels for help, be open to receiving that help. And then I have Desiree saying that conditions aren't necessarily favorable. What I want to say here, what this feels like, is that the potential that Sagittarius has been so busy with their day-to-day lives that even though they'd love to turn over to spirit, some of it, and say, I know I just want to take my, do something for me, but how is spirit going to pick my kids up from school? And how is spirit going to get dinner on the table? And how is spirit going to get my house cleaned? And that's kind of where we're getting tripped up a little bit, because here's Akasha, the spiritual teacher. And again, this is where I kind of want to say that as you take care of you, and even if it's just a little thing, like you give yourself permission to take a hot bath and you take a little bit longer. This is where you actually can teach those around you the benefits of self-care, because when we're drained, even though we have a lot to do and there's a lot of things that obligations that many of us must have, there's a fuse that will end up happening, and there could be a little snap. And I'm not saying you guys are going to snap this week. I'm saying the opposite, that as you take time for yourselves, you'll actually be able to teach others the importance of self-care and not draining yourself over that to-do list. Okay, let's go on to Capricorn. Jupiter and Neptune, that could be really awesome if you think about it. It could be so amazingly creative and visual and fanciful. It doesn't have to necessarily be something like, you're expanded and in your seeing things from a unrealistic point of view. I really feel like so often when we look at our charts, we tend to focus in on some of the more general things like Mars is a warrior, Jupiter is beneficial, expansion. I think there's subtle hues to all those things, you know, because having an Aries rising and being very Martian, I'm really grateful as an entrepreneur that I have the tenacity to keep moving forward when I'm scared. And that's the good part of Mars. So I love looking at the hues of the planets and the transits. Okay, on to Capricorn. Okay, our first angel is Rochelle, then Oceana, and Astera, and Xana. Oh, Capricorn, this is so awesome. You know you're on the eclipse axis, and for the next 2 years. And while, you know, a lot of that can be kind of disruptive. We always think of eclipses as disruptive. Here I go again about trying to see both sides of the opportunity, because Rochelle in the foundational position is the angel that says, as I honor and follow the guidance of my heart, prosperity is coming to me. But the prosperity, it doesn't feel like it's money. It feels like harmonious wealth. It's where I feel like I'm thriving in various aspects of my physical experience, my familiar body, my financial body, my intimate body, my physical body, my spiritual body, my mental body, my emotional body. Because Capricorn, as you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, Spirit is encouraging you to take action and to reach for the stars with your dreams and your desires, because you're being protected. And I want to say this too. When I say being protected, I don't really think of it as physical harm. I think of it as when we can stay engaged in the higher octave of our dreams, of our desires, of the things that we want. It is a natural protection. It is a natural vibrational dynamic where Spirit allows us to experience the higher vibration of our heart. And there doesn't have to be a choppy road ahead. If we think about it, when most people endeavor something new or endeavor a dream, they start off with this inspired idea, right? Then you get into the minutia of how am I going to make this happen? And that becomes the dominant thought. And we can only see things from our own perspective, which frankly, from Spirit's point of view, is that of an ant. So when we can stay in the vibration of our heart and then, you know, take action and reach for the stars. And that's those, when I say reach for the stars, again, I'm going to repeat this. It's saying to Spirit, I want this business to work. I want to experience this type of love relationship. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Then Xana's like, okay, let's make it so. This is very cool for Capricorn, because I think that, you know, you've been encouraged to play a little bit. And I feel like that is kind of popping some energy off to help usher in this new stuff. Okay, let's go on to Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, and you. Oh no, Pisces is next. 2 more to go. All right, Aquarius. Every time I say it, I put a song in my head, and I'm not going to do that to any of you guys, because me singing is not necessarily a good thing, unless the radio's really loud. All right. Aquarius, Isabella, Archangel Raphael, Yvonne, and Aurora. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so Aquarius, Isabella is saying, yes, the timing is right for this new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectation. And then I have Archangel Raphael, and I just got chills all over myself, because Archangel Raphael is the archangel of physical healing. But here I have Yvonne. Yvonne is my card of vulnerability. I don't think as human beings that we are broken. I think that we are whole and complete. I think we bring in contrasting experiences because as we pop through something that we found difficult or challenging, or something that we really wanted and we didn't know if we could do it, and then, okay, let me just take care of that. Hold on a second. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I think I'm taking care of that. All right, let me go back. because I don't believe that we're broken. So if we're not broken, then all we get to do is use that challenging experience and then reconcile it to a deeper level of our being vulnerable to our dreams. Okay, because this is how I want to word this for Aquarius. At the final position is Aurora, saying that you're flying high right now, that may threaten others. But again, I don't think of it as physical threatening. I think of it as this is where you're doing things outside the box. It's where you're coming from a place that most people are not used to. So let's just say, Aquarius, you were looking for a job and you decided that you weren't going to go to a normal headhunter or Craigslist or whatever the online dynamic is, but instead you were going to go look for companies that you thought were cool and you wanted to work for, and then you decided that instead of looking for if there was a job available, you decided to see what your value would be if you could work in that company. So instead of going the normal route, you go to the headhunter or the head of human resources of Google and you go, hey, I could be great at da 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 da. That's breaking the box. To me, there's something going on for Aquarius this week where you're going to break the box and other people are going to be surprised at your bravery in your own endeavor. And this is because you are literally being vulnerable to your own dreams and desires. And this may be just the beginning step. It may be just a week where you actually give life to the idea of, hey, I can carve out my life experience. I can be a creator for myself. Okay. Our final sign, Pisces, here we go. Yay, Pisces. Ooh. All right. Our first angel is Adriana. She just flew out of the deck. Our second is Archangel Uriel. The third is Desiree. And the final is Isaiah. Very interesting. Okay. So Adriana is an angel that says she's leading you towards the answers to your prayers, to your dreams, your desires, and your intuitions. Okay. Now, it's interesting because I'm really sort of focusing in on that I'm leading you. It feels like I'm on a journey. It doesn't feel like I'm at the destination. And I have an Archangel Uriel here. This is my angel that deals with frustration. And then I have Desiree saying conditions aren't favorable. I feel like this is not that saying that Pisces is angry by any means, but I do think that Pisces wants to move forward. Hello, Aiden. And I don't know that we're at a stage where Spirit is encouraging you to move forward. Again, this is, Spirit is going to have to lead the charge. So you may be in this week in a bit of a pause, in a bit of a place where I kind of started this way with one of the other signs where I was like using the metaphor of ascending a staircase or going up a hill. And you get to a certain point and you gotta kind of recalibrate here, because I do have Isaiah saying that it's time to give birth to new ideas and new situations. So how I want to phrase this for Pisces is this. I think this is a week where you're going to be inspired by Spirit and you haven't had that moment yet. So rather than getting frustrated with yourself or feeling like, dang, nothing is moving, I need to move, I think it's actually the opposite. I feel like it's a time to say, okay, Spirit, what are you trying to show me? I went to the farmer's market yesterday and I was walking back from the market, and I swear a hawk flew right across my face. It went into a bush. I think it was stalking some bird it was going to eat. And hawk is a huge totem for me. So I felt like because it flew across my face, I had to stop and pay attention to it. So then by paying attention to it, I ended up starting a conversation with other people, and then the hawk flew out of the bushes. And it was just like, this is Adriana leading me towards the answers to my prayers. Hawk represents fear for me. It represents rising above my fear and trying to see a bigger picture of things. So that's where I'm going with this. So for Pisces this week, I feel like it's your opportunity to see how Spirit is trying to connect with you, to look for the signs and the omens so that you will have guided action to move, to take the next step forward. Okay, that's it for this week. Thanks everybody for showing up. I'm so honored and blessed to be here. If you'd like to book a private session with me, please feel free to go to Lotta's site, www.astrolotta.com. You can find me under the readers menu. Again, the work that I do with the angels is yes, there is a certain amount of potentials that we see in predictions, but it is helping align and guide you and your energy to align to what you want to manifest. So it's sort of a dual thing. It's very much an angel therapy practitioner. All right, guys, thanks so much again. Have a great week. I'll see you next Sunday, and we'll be in February already. Oh my goodness. Bye, everybody.